Not bad at all. So I've talked to the elder. The elder has given me their blessing to go to the construction pavilion. Where was this one called again? Hall of Iron, I'm pretty sure, is where that was.
Yep.
Um, so I will go to the Hall of Iron, and I will begin the journey of instead of just a simple man smashing things together. I will learn the way of the crafter, the constructor, and become an architect for my soul crafting or the construction I'm about to do. So I have my idea was 11 weeks inside the Hall of Iron. Like learning from the teachers there in a way that I can um, grasp some essence of understanding that then I can apply to my soul craft, which I'm going to do after.
So the let's pull back a little bit on this.
Okay.
You effectively were talking about wanting to find like the Tao of building,
I'll be out of this
the
before
Tao
you.
of
Correct.
construction,
Construction,
something like
yes.
that, so that you could
If you have
start
to do
leveraging
that,
that towards your desire
unless
to
she's already
build a
asleep.
soul
She go very
and
quick.
have
Yes,
it come
sir.
back with you.
If she's
Yes.
already asleep, I'll just go in there and sit with her.
You have not yet asked your spiritual energy techniques elder
Mhm.
what the expected time required to build a soul would be. So I would highly suggest you discuss your plans with him so that he
Okay.
can give you a time frame for how long you have to do other projects before him.
Johnny's
will-
out here building souls.
Reverse moonwalk back, and I'm like, oh right, Elder, I have an important question to ask. I am looking to do the soul thing. That's what I've confirmed with you, and using your teachings here to make that happen. Adding things to my soul instead of removing them. But I guess the question is, how long will it take for me to do that process? Is it going to
Depends on what you
take?
want to add.
All right. Well, I have some ideas in mind.
Hit me.
Okay. So I'm using the metaphor of a body to help me visualize and imagine what my soul could be like. So I would need something like a signature, some type of unique soul essence. I would need for my blood. I would need a heart or soul core to store the essence. In this
Hold up.
case, no.
Pause.
Okay. Okay.
So you said you want to add or modify to your soul, right?
Yes.
Then why are you listing all of these basic ingredients that your soul already has?
So my soul already has a concept of a battery.
Well, your soul doesn't. Well, first of all, let's
Mm.
let's pull back and have a conversation because we seem to be coming at this with different interpretations.
Okay. Okay.
Your soul is the immortal essence that is representative of who you are. There's
Right.
nothing to battery because it doesn't use power. It is endless, eternal, and infinite,
I
as
see.
all souls are, which is
Right.
part of what makes them perfect and beautiful creations.
And that's why you're, a priest of the death faction in a sense of to the death god. So I understand that visualization. And okay, cool. So
If you
okay,
want to change something about it, we're not. So refining the soul is not a matter of physicality. It's not something that you can conceptualize in a manner of, oh, I'm gonna nail planks to it to reinforce it. I'm gonna pour in concrete around it. It is a matter of experience. Experience weighs the soul down, which enlightens it. It takes something that is not particularly high in density and greatly increases it, which improves its value and makes it sturdier. People with a weak soul or ones with weak experiences, and those can um, collapse. Not truly a true collapse. It's more of a the metaphysical shape of your soul is crumpled, which kills you, and then your soul immediately goes to the cycle of reincarnation because it was too weak to endure that metaphysical pressure.
Right.
So if you want to be adding or removing, we're not talking in terms of pulling out the nails or the forge. We're talking in terms of we're going to sit here and send you on a spiritual journey within yourself to add or remove experiences with the lightest touch that I can provide.
Okay. Should I gain those experiences from like the Hall of Iron then, so then I
There's one
can
right there.
apply them to my soul?
No? Oh, in that, I can help you out way more.
Oh,
The Hall
okay.
of Iron will give you
There you go.
experience at the normal rates that you could just go be a person and do. There are
Right.
spells that I can give you to make that experience for you more weighty or impactful.
Oh,
So, for instance, I could say, hey, I'm going to cast, what's the word? Impressionable. So I would
right.
cast Impressionable upon you, and then the next 5 to 6 weeks of your life would feel like the next 5 to 10 decades in terms of how much impact it has on you as a person, who you are, your personality, your goals. You would come out an entirely different kind of person based off of that. But instead, I can offer you even one better above that. I can pull from my wealth of my own experiences, borrowed from other souls, of crafters, craftsmen, builders of any sort, and I can have you directly go through their experiences and interpret it for yourself by sitting and meditating in front of me. And it will change you as a person just as radically as if you had gone and lived their lives.
Oh, well, that sounds like a plan. Do I need to, would you call, give myself more durability for this experience so I can, or would you say, like you were saying earlier, it's beautiful, infinite. I don't need to, but you were also saying that the soul can crumple, and that's when they die. So should I be giving myself durability first, or stronger, like adding bones, or in a sense, or stronger fortitude for that soul that I'm building up for myself?
Your fortitude will entirely come from having greater and more impactful and more meaningful experiences, which are
Right.
going to be the exact thing I'm giving you.
All
I
right.
am feeding you the nutrients for you to get that reinforcement that you are desiring. So you don't need to be strong enough to have them, at least under my touch.
All
Were
right.
you up against, say, a immortal lich who is attempting to use you as a living phylactery because he found you as a kid, and then the mother's love bounced his spell back and left a scar on your face whilst killing him, leading him to become your eternal rival for life. It's completely random reference there. I'm sure you
Oh
don't
no,
get
I
it.
I I know you got probably from my memories, or Rose
If you
probably.
were in a situation like that, you might be concerned
Right.
for not necessarily the stability of your soul, but your vessel. because a strong enough vessel can endure the warping of a soul. But I am an expert here. I'm probably
Right.
one of the best at soul techniques in the world, and so I would be able to assist you greatly. Besides, the essence of a technique. Haha, it's as the essence of a
Oh
technique.
yes. Yes, yes.
We're gonna call back and review. What's a technique?
The techniques are what we learn to actually do the things with the essence.
Not quite.
When we first came, we learned how to look internally at our essence, which was a technique, right? And then I also learned how to visually look at it outside, which was also a technique. Was that not correct?
Let's do some review, kid. It's clearly been a while. As he kind of pinches the bridge of his nose. So you have the four energies.
Yes, mental energy, key, our essence for spirit, and life force as well, which were also one of the techniques that we. Um,
So essence is the wrong word. It is spiritual energy.
spiritual
But
energy.
yes. Now, uh, there is both internal energy, which you were taught to see,
Mhm.
external energy, which I'm sure
Yes,
you ended up learning as well.
correct.
A technique is the interaction between internal energy and external energy to perform an effect on the world.
Mhm.
Energy is expended internally in order to bribe the universe to look the other way when we do quote unquote magic, because we're breaking the rules. I have a lot of spiritual energy that I can bribe the universe with my techniques to make things that shouldn't be possible easy or survivable be
Right.
all of the above for you.
Okay. But I don't know those techniques, and that's why I'm relying on you, my master, to do so.
Yes, I
Mm,
could teach you them, but you haven't asked me for anything that you need them for,
right.
and we've kind of been under the impression so far that actually learning a technique is not something that the system will let you come back with, since they
Right.
consider it a skill, unless you decided to bring it back as your air quotes class.
Which is why we
Which,
decided on the soul.
yep. So now that we've had a review, little pick me up there.
Mm.
You say that you want to add to your soul the essence of building. Do you have any specializations in mind? Do you want to follow the Tao of blacksmithing, the Tao of pottery, the Tao of architecture, the Tao of creation?
Well, as a true construct mage, which is my class, I'm utilizing the universe's blocks, like the system is when they organize them. So I have a little piece of something I can work with. So I should try to work off of construct as much as possible. And one of the things when I come back is there's the a construct level, which pretty much allows me to make golems, and I can utilize my class to give it properties of the world. So I was thinking I could either pilot these golems with the usage of my construct mage, and kind of go from there.
Okay. Well, first things first. Uh, Having plucked something from your memory, the this construct skill here, and he's going to pull on a pair of glasses, scribble something out on a piece of paper, and squint down at it, old man style. Yes, yes. I needed a visual aid to really get this understood.
You just looking at the level 2 construct mage or
Yeah,
construct
I'm
skill.
opening up the document myself.
Yeah, I figured so much. Good to have.
Okay, yes. Bringing a pre-built golem to life, giving
What
it
your shoes are gonna give you.
sentience and perfect obedience. Find, formed, summon, sacrificed. Okay. So nothing in here talks about piloting one of these things. You're
Right.
bringing something to life, so that's very different.
I need a way to integrate it somehow, or even pilot it with my
Mind
soul.
magic.
Yeah.
If you want to find a way to directly interface with a sentient being, whether artificially created or not, mind to mind,
Mm-hmm.
you go mental magic. So that means
Right.
that will be the next thing you want to master.
Okay. Um. hmm.
As for piloting something soul to soul, that is just asking for pain. You do
Right.
not want to accidentally entangle your soul with another creature because your experiences will be intermingled and drive you both irrevocably insane.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things about that though is there's not a lot of um I guess with arcane I can make things happen. I have some wiggle room in my circuitry I apply to these golems I'm going to make. But I won't be able to I can power it with my mana, but I can't power it with my soul in a sense, or I can't give it extra, you know,
We good?
bang, or I just can't. I don't see it the possibilities yet. But I was thinking if I could do it with my soul somehow, or um,
So, what you want, if you want to be able to have golems that are piloted by your soul, you don't want actual golems, you want a multi-body technique where you share bodies with other creatures. And so they have one mind, one soul, multiple bodies. It's an uncommon technique because it is extremely traumatizing for any of those bodies to perish, but it is a workable technique. It would mean everything needs to be manually controlled by you. You would not be able to use the construct's tier 2 golem because that gives it its own mind. You would have to
right,
build one of yourself and then activate the technique. And on top of all of that, there's very, very little chance that you actually can pull that technique off unless you dedicate yourself to getting a class for it with me. Because I can teach you how to do it, but it
Mhm.
will be a full on, all the way spiritual energy technique. And it would be something so defining to your build that it would have to be your new class. That's not something that you can just bring back with you or tack on as a skill set you picked up.
Hmm.
It's not to say you still can't be a builder, still can't construct things, still can't use your construct magics as a specialty of yours, but you would be going back as a multi-body mage, not a true construct mage.
Hmm. Right. It's confirming with myself if that's the path I want to take. Losing truth, I suppose, would be a downfall for myself. I
I don't know
feel
how
like
good that dark is
that's
gonna show up on that one, baby.
I feel like that's my connection
Uh,
to that part of the universe or some part of the god. Um, and if I lose that block for myself, I feel like I'll be missing out. Um,
Truth is but one aspect of pursuit.
right.
Truth means that you are pulling from one of the fundamental aspects of the way somebody has decided the universe works. In this case, it seems like it's the system.
Right.
You go away from a truth, that simply means that you are developing your own version of your own orthodoxy. You are being denied the true title
hmm.
because you're delving away from
Well,
um, the idealized path, and
well,
instead you are making your own,
Hmm.
all dirty and clumped up and dusty, full of mistakes as it could possibly be.
But I guess it would be my own at that point. My own. Hmm. You make a good point. Let's do that. That sounds like a great idea. Um, all right, I've confirmed, and I will go down the path of the muddy, something that the system has not created yet. Something from myself, something we can draw from the past, as you're teaching me here, and well, make something new.
All right. So, big question number one. Are you going to be. What kind of things do you want your other bodies to be made out of?
Originally, I was trying to look at the different magics in a sense, the different aspects, and I was going to add those different skills and try to get a better class for it that way. There's arcane, there's chem, there's fire, ice. There's all kinds of these different magics in the future that the system allows us to utilize. And I was thinking, well, if I could have a multi-factor magic, or at least that would be interesting. Um, but what am I going to make it out of for these constructs?
Because I could teach you the basics of crafting and growing homunculi, which would be a very suitable, easy fit for your soul, because they would effectively be soulless living bodies that you could then expand your soul into to help bring it up and flesh it out, and suddenly you have two pairs of eyes to look out of.
Mhm.
Or I could start you down the process of empty golem craft, which is where you build all the capabilities for locomotion, action, and other things without building. What's the modern word for it? A CPU. Instead, you leave
Right.
that hollow, and your soul expands in to fill those cracks and takes control. I could teach you the method by which you would use to uh, erase the soul of an animal. And I say erase extremely lightly. What I mean is you kill an animal, its soul
Right.
immediately gets sent on to the afterlife, and you are left with an empty husk that you can then
Right.
expand into. The last one is dangerous because the brain contains memories and emotional impacts, regardless of whether the soul is there or not, and you will have to overpower those to ensure that you have full control. But it would allow you to potentially body mage your way into taking power over some very, very strong beings.
That sounds fun.
There are other methods besides combinations between these. Um, you could make a series of golems who self forge So their whole goal is I have all the tools I need to make my body better by refining it. As long as you keep giving yourself materials, you can just take out the hammer and start banging away on your chest or arms or hands. There are the raw elemental ideas, which is where
Right.
I would teach you how to form a nodule of your soul in a particularly potent bath of an element, and then say you might have a water elemental crawl out of the bathtub that has been infused with a soul, or a fire elemental, or acid elemental, and so on and so forth.
I'm leaning towards that one. But
Elementals are generally going to be the weakest of these options because they don't have anything to maintain cohesion within them comparatively.
right.
Elementals in nature are quite strong because they are representative forces
Yeah,
of the excess spiritual energy in the world.
I
But
have
your
experience too, don't they? In a sense, they've been around longer, so their soul or their essence or whatever they're made out of would have more power. Um,
Yep, many of them are quite old. However, most of them don't have incredibly powerful souls by comparison, because the experience an elemental can gain is innately limited. They lack, at least natural born elementals lack the capability to truly comprehend most things going on with them. They are less intelligent than, like, a dog.
right. But I could circumstance that in a sense because I would be able to use my experience within it to, well,
Yep.
make it better.
The lack of a brain as a processing unit in your elemental bodies would strain your central one quite a bit, because
Right.
you are having to act for all of them instead of with the golem, homunculi, animal ideas, bringing in a processing unit into each of those to help lighten the load of the biomechanics and motion and moving around and stuff. You would have to maintain all of the thinking power for all of your bodies with just yours if you went the elemental route.
Mm. Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna have to go with the golem building upon itself one. I think I'll go with that one.
Okie dokie. So, golem building is an interesting art form. Um, Let me tell you right now, you are going to go back as a crafter if you take golem building as your specialized focus. Especially, at least a golem that builds upon itself, because you need
Right.
to be able to craft yourself in these bodies. Like, if you just wanted to be a golem multi-body, there's no real thing stopping you from just going back and investing ludicrous amounts of money and buying an empty golem husk to take over.
Right.
But going back as one that will refine itself, you need to kind of know how it's done.
Right. So picking up the crafting skills is kind of gonna have to be more essential for myself. Um,
I don't know
gotcha.
if that's part of your journey there, because as a construct mage, you didn't have to think about that. Your
No.
quality is entirely based off of the quality of who you are as a mage.
Yeah.
I can assure you that your class would give you quite a few benefits towards doing this,
Mhm.
if not because you are specialized in it. but you would probably never match a traditional crafter in exchange for the extra utility.
I think that's all right. Um, yeah, I think it's just something I should learn how to do anyway. Um,
All right, with that in mind, we swing all the way back around to what started this conversation, and we're
right.
going to get you a Tao of Crafting.
Okay. Bubba will sit down and meditate as I am being hit with the spell.
Yep, that's right. Now it's time for you, Johnny, to make a decision. Are you going
Right.
to specialize in a material, or are you going to just specialize in golem work?
I'd like to specialize in a material.
Well, we've got wood, metal, glass, leather, cloth, ceramic, and stone.
Would be interesting. It's organic. I'm sure there's some different properties we could attach to it. Um,
I would highly suggest making a decision with the tier 2 material of each of these in mind.
okay.
If you haven't taken a look at that in a while, pull up the delve sheet.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, I had a link to it right in the. Oh, there it is. I mean, really, we should just go for the most advanced, hardest, uh, synthetic diamond plate. Obviously, right? That's what we should go for. But I don't think that was one of the options you gave me, right? Another interesting one would be meteoric iron. Would be interesting, just as an exotic metal.
Oh,
But it
no,
doesn't
no.
have.
When I say the materials, I'm talking about under crafting.
Yeah.
Each of the workings at tier
Oh.
2
Oh.
gives you access to a special material type with
I
unique
see.
properties.
Oh. Oh. I see. I see. Um.
That's one of the big benefits of going the crafter route is getting access to those tier 2 materials.
Right. Right. So living wood, which was one of the things I was kind of saying earlier. So in other words, glass would be shatter steel. Um, the chromatic one seems interesting. If I wanted to go time stuff, I would definitely go the clay route.
If you wanted to.
Stone would be cool. I first thought bedrock would be an interesting concept for that. Be able to dig deep. If I want to be a miner, that would definitely be a good one to go for. Um, so let me just put these in chat right quick. So we have bedrock. We have chrono cleanse. I guess we'll call it timeless clay. We have any cloth. Reminds me of I don't know, say Plastic Man.
Oh yeah. Any cloth, you might say, "Oh, but that sounds so weak. There's no iron, there's no steel. The world doesn't tremble when my golem walks."
Yeah.
But let me tell you, the sheer flexibility of an any cloth golem, it's it's like trying to fight air,
Yeah, right.
and there's no obstacle that can stop it.
Yeah. Shatter Steel, Living Hide. I think Living Hide would definitely be interesting just for like, hey, we fought this big ass monster, and now I'm gonna take some of its hide and throw it on top of me and
Now
kind of
I'm a
go
mini
from
version of the Living
yeah,
Hide golems
yeah,
would effectively be miniaturized versions. Like you can say, "Hey, we fought this monster. Now
yeah.
we get to keep a baby mode version of it forever, and I'm playing it."
Yeah, right. Um that would definitely be neat. Uh metal refinement. Was there one thing you gave for this? Forged living metal. Yeah, so living metal for that one.
Well, metal refinement will allow you to make things like adamantine or
Yeah.
other ascended metals.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And then living wood's the last one. So, I'm gonna cancel out bedrock. So we're not gonna go with that one. Uh, I'm not gonna go with shatter steel because if there was not enough offensive people, I would say sure. We could get some extra kick-ass damage because it would be, super sharp. So we'll cancel out those two. Living hide, any cloth, or timeless clay are my big three picks. I'm gonna get rid of living wood. Um, living metal is also a very good option. So it's either living metal, living hide, any cloth, or timeless clay. Living metal.
You would effectively end up being the uh, those like tier 2 Terminators.
Yeah, I was thinking Iron Man in a sense too. So you got Iron Man, or like you said, some Terminators, as they are pretty much super strong. Any cloth, Plastic Man, super flexible. It's gonna be hard to kill, or if I can just like, hey, I get hit with something. Oh, I open myself up. You pass through with your weapon.
Exactly.
Right? So that'd be really
Stealth.
fun. Um, Timeless Clay would be an interesting concept if I wanted to uh, get freaky with things, I suppose.
Oh, it would be one of the potentially craziest setups
Yeah.
because you could. What you would want to do is make a fragile, hollow golem
Mhm.
made out of clay. So I mean, it's tough-ish because you're going to be investing a lot of resources in to make it tough, but it's
Yeah.
still made out of clay, and you have like an openable flap on your stomach,
Right.
and you trundle up to an enemy, open it up, they go, huh? You pick them up and you put them inside and you close it, and from your perspective, they die of dehydration effectively instantly.
Yeah. And
Put
living
Shadow the Hedgehog in time prison, and I'm the time prison.
and living hide would definitely be the one where you from loot. So it would be a loot based kind of golem in a sense. So the more things we fight and the better the monster per se. The more you could put or get into a living hide situation.
You would
Um,
have to very specifically go out of your way to ensure that you get early game hunts of particularly notable creatures.
yeah,
Because of the things you fought, about the only things that are worth stripping a hide from is the very first alligator
yeah,
and one of those fish.
yeah. Be cool. Like, oh, I can now go swim. I can go into the ocean now as I have a fish golem. Um, I'm gonna say no to timeless clay. I'm gonna say no to living. Oh man, living metal. I'm gonna say no to living metal. Uh,
You've cut it down to two really good options.
yeah. So the pros and cons. Any cloth. Possibility to create a golem that can go over other characters. You could utilize that as another suit or something along those lines to give a really good buff, a golem buff in a sense to a player that you could then have a combo build for people's.
You could
Let's
have this combo build for the whole team.
exactly because you could have multiple golems made. Um, and let's just look at
It also means you could have it cover your main body. So
yeah,
you get two players in one.
yeah. Uh, oh man, that's a really good combo. So do cloth. Mana regen. Transform his full outfits. Craft mechanical magical conductive cloth enhances enhancements. Layer cloth gear resists wear and elemental damage by 50% better than normal.
I will encourage you to avoid taking a serious look at the mini levels.
Okay.
They are expected to be rewritten because most of them were automatically generated and never got the final once over to bring them up to standard like
Gotcha.
Magic and Combat did. You're looking at the big three: Like the
Yeah.
actual name of the tier 0, tier 1, tier 2. Those will go unchanged.
It's like provides +10 to resistance, extra dodge rank, interesting. Multiple enhancements, that would be very cool. Reduce damage taken by 1.
That's why those are not up to standard and will be
Yeah.
changed.
Right. And cloth that speaks spawns the weaver and evolves over time based on experience and exposure. Okay, and we'll go with any cloth. That sounds great. I think that is gonna be just because evolves over time, I think is experiences, exposure, and emotional connection. I feel like that's soul. I think that I'm gonna get the most bang for buck going for from this with that combo. I feel like that's it. Because I mean the other one, Living Hide, Legendary Beefs, minor, which bonds with its wearer, offer passive insights, minor movement, and protection action on its own. Living Hide may also evolve to adapt to wearer's environments over time. I still think the cloth one's better, so we'll go with any cloth as the material of choice.
You pull kind of back out of your meditative state and you inform your master of such. He says, "All right then, we're going to be making you a weaver.
All right.
Let me
I
tell
like
you,
it.
you should be very glad that you have the ability to skip the through some of the process of crafting speed with that system assistance, because weaving a golem, that's a lot of knitting, man."
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad too. I never did it really before, so now it's a good time to have it injected into my brain. Excellent. Okay,
All right, hold still.
I'm ready.
He's going to cast a spell, and then you find yourself sitting at a desk. And it's at the very beginning of somebody threading a needle.
Mhm.
It works. They are working on the dead simplest thing they can. They are patching up a small hole by stitching a patch onto a shirt with the hole in it. And you find yourself, um, you know, pulling the needle in, pushing the needle out, pulling tight, making stitch by stitch by stitch, and then it's a patch. And you feel comfortable with the idea of tying things together thread by thread. And then moves on. And it starts into the process of actually weaving like textiles. Like you have a
Yeah.
bunch of threads that are in one of those old school. Um, have you seen those things where it's almost like a loom?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's actually a loom is the perfect thing. It's got a bunch
Yeah,
of
yeah.
threads that are being spun together in order to make a tapestries. And you find yourself learning how it all works, how you could build this, and then how to put it together, what thread type would be the best to weave through. You learn about getting threads from the environment itself, like how you would beat the textiles, and then pull them out straight, and
The refining
continue.
process, in a sense, to take that material into strip it, um, forge it together.
You've learned
Okay.
about a bunch of different type of textiles and thread, the
Mhm.
differences between yarn, between a leather like sinew stitch, the difference between silk and cotton, uh, and a bunch of other different things. And it all comes together as you are living through all of these experiences. And eventually you feel saturated. You feel soaked with time and intuition and insight. And you even come across the secrets of any cloth.
Oh, wonderful.
Any cloth is going to be exactly what you wanted. It's a self-improving golem. It's a self-weaving golem. Except in it itself is cloth.
Right. Instead
It
of the
has
most durable materials, but I mean, it could be durable.
not even just saying, oh, I want to make golems out of any cloth. Any cloth itself is by design a golem already.
Right.
Because it has so much movement capabilities. Somebody could take a shirt and say, all right, form yourself into the shape of a man and do a little dance. And
Right.
if they're close enough with it, it will. It can. But it doesn't have a processing unit or anything like that. It is a fun little thing. Because whereas you said naturally, oh, if I went the clay, that would mean I'm going for time. Any cloth is space.
Right.
Because it can increase or decrease in size so dramatically, it is not simply weaving itself into tighter threads or unweaving itself into lighter ones. There is literally a spatially offset tiny little pocket dimension for any cloth a product where a bunch of spools of thread are held that the any cloth pulls from whenever it's asked to form into a different material or different shape or different size, different color. That is the core, fundamental aspect of how any cloth is made, and you can do it entirely without leveraging spatial magic meaningfully, simply because of the techniques and processes by which it is developed. It is effectively assisted by what's the word to say it? Because you're not learning system stuff here. You're learning stuff that this guy has collected from the past.
Yeah, this is like fundamental in a sense, or I wouldn't even would I call it primordial? What would be the word here? I guess.
Primordial as a word to describe things before the modern era, and modern era starting 14 billion years ago. I
Right.
suppose that works.
Fair.
10 billion years, excuse me, not 14. Got to keep my numbers right.
There you go.
So the way it used to work is they relied heavily on enchantments to take care of the spatial bubble.
Hmm.
So they would find the series of threads that they wanted to have available, which were of the highest possible quality and in shockingly high quantity. Like a giant could throw on an any cloth cloak and then hand it off to a gnome, and the same cloak works just fine. They would have all of these threads be put together and made of the highest quality fashion dyes, and then they would stitch together the base core of the item. Usually a cloak or scarf of some kind that's their masterwork, the best they can do. And that is the frame which is impressed the quality onto the rest. And that one is like a series of threads are still led from that one piece of rainbow colors up to the clump of spools. And they bring in a really powerful mage, and he enchants it such that the all the spools are kind of shunted off to the side, and the any cloth waggles around and flops back and forth before it steps into motion and is activated intuitively based off the wielder's intentions.
Mhm.
Now, a question is proposed to your psyche. You've been given the baseline information of countless other interpretations. You've started along the path. You've built up the prerequisite bedrock. But a Tao is not something developed from somebody following in somebody else's footsteps. You need to take a step forward. What about this inspires you? Provide a single original thought.
So, what inspired me the most was any really in the word. It could be anything. It's almost like a Gaia material um, that you can imagine what you want it to be, and it can be that. Um, but is that an original thought? Um, I don't know. Probably not.
It's the
Especially
first. You've raised your toes off the ground.
right.
Continue. What can you
Okay.
do with that?
Well, um, the thread doesn't just need to be doesn't just it can be anything. So it can be strong. It can weave itself. It can um, I guess what if it's anything, the possibilities are endless for what it could be. I wouldn't say it's an infinite amount of possibilities, but it's definitely um, it's definitely um, an S tier in a sense where you have the ability to um, choose your own path because it is can be anything. And I guess that's what makes that original aspect. You can imagine it and weave it into reality, and then you have something that's amazing, something that was never thought of before. I guess,
So, the direction you intend to pursue is possibility.
yeah. I guess that's what a weaver should be. You're creating something, and it can be something as simple as a scarf, or it could be something as simple or expanded upon as a wearable suit that it enhances the entire party. That it's growing and expanding just as we continue our lives. It could be the tapestry of the universe. The possibilities are endless, and it can be any possibility. I guess that is my concept.
All right? You've taken your first step forward. Second step. Now you're refining, you're specializing, you're locking in. What does this
Okay.
mean for the fact that you will be living as this any cloth? It's going to be your body, it's going to be a part of
Right.
you. It's going to be equal in value to the one that you were born with.
Right. And the one that is utilized um, within the systems world and the class potential, I suppose. Not potential is the what I'm trying to say here. Um, I suppose it's just like a body. It is intertwining uh, connections between everything. It allows it's a weaving of sense that gives a living organism its movement, its function, its form, and I guess um, would form be the word I'm thinking of here? It's
You need to build off of the first step you took. The
right.
first step about weaving
Was
that
possibility.
inspires you is possibility.
Right.
Now, what will you, as a living piece of cloth, do to express possibility? Is it literally just going to say, I can do anything, so I will do everything?
No. Um, I was just thinking it would be interesting to create fate in a sense that we don't have currently. That would be interesting to apply. Um, Possibility also can you can look at it as fortune or um, probability. Uh, it's one aspect you could go down.
Recall that in my universe, threads have no particular tying to fate, unlike
Mhm.
in the new thread
Yes,
universe.
of course, of course. I was just thinking of possibility, I suppose, and what would be useful, more or less. But maybe I'm not thinking it as I want it to. I should be thinking of the first thing that comes to mind is connect the users, intertwine. Um, it's not fold. I'm trying to think of. It's binding or braiding. Braiding is what comes to mind. So, in other words, combining things together. And so, if it's on somebody else for the possibility, you would be able to combine your things together to create either a combo effect or something new. The possibility from that is that something I can apply or think about? It's the braiding of two concepts. So
You
if
wish to take the baseline of possibility,
Mhm.
endless potential in any direction, anywhere,
Yeah,
and use this to perform the act of connection, of a web that you can use to braid together the things most important to you, so that where one thread might be snapped, all of them together form an adamant iron rod. Cannot be broken as long as you stick together.
that's the idea. That's a great second step.
The future is decided. Your path is made. If you ever fall off of it, you'll have to start over. And with
Okay.
that, you wake up and you're gasping. And you're like, oh, whoa, that was a lot. That felt like way longer than. Oh my god.
Looks at the time. Fuck, 10 minutes. I
You're
imagine it was a
given
week or something.
you're given a pat on the shoulder by your mentor, and he says, "Congratulations, you made it through 10 weeks. You've achieved
Ooh.
mastery of weaving, a direction, a future. You have a path to move forward, and you will be empowered as long as you stay along the decisions you've made. Doubt will come for you. You must
Doubts.
fight
That's
it
something I
off."
need to remove from my soul, right?
Doubt is an important part of the human experience because it
Yes, I
allows
agree.
you to test yourself
Yeah.
against things. If you don't understand where they're lacking, you will fail. But
Oh, I understand that.
if you allow it to control you, you won't get anywhere either.
Mhm. As you'll never make any decisions.
Indeed, indeed. Okay, so you've got the weaving part down. Next
Yes.
up, It's time to practice. We're finally going
Okay.
to teach you some spiritual energy techniques.
Spiritual energy set. I'm set in my ways. All right.
So, he's going to pull out a hat from under his desk and set it in front of you.
Oh,
While you were out, I went to the effort of acquiring this for you.
oh,
He nods to
hat.
it. Pick it up.
He picks it up.
What's your ideal hat?
It's not a fedora. My ideal hat. Oh man, I want to say straw hat, but that's not what my ideal hat is. What's Bubba's ideal hat? A a beanie. That's what Bubba's ideal hat is. A lucky hat.
So when he handed it to you, it was a like Chinese, one of those like uh, kind of geometric hats that Chinese officials would wear.
Yes, yes, yes.
As you pick it up, you see before your very eyes, it reweaves itself into a thickly textured, soft to the touch, warm beanie.
Nice. Aha.
It starts flickering, and then you see a color swatch be physically represented over the beanie. And your mentor tells you, click and drag.
Did you say
And-
quick and drag?
No. Point and drag your finger across the color
Oh, point
swatch.
and drag. Okay. Bubba does that.
As you drag it from yellows to oranges to blues to grays to blacks, the hat changes in color to match each of those.
Interesting.
Eventually, you realize something weird. The colors available to you start to disappear, but you only start seeing the ones that you liked most, even ones that you didn't even realize that you were partial to.
Right.
Like something that might have given you that's a little too bright, and it just disappears from the palette entirely. And eventually you're left with whatever is the ideal beanie color. And it's not even one that you recognized that you knew was going to be the ideal beanie color before it was there.
Well, it's a nice light blue, baby blue beanie, and he puts it on his head.
It morphs immediately to match your skull for a minute, and then kind of thickens and loosens here and there,
Mhm.
until it rests so comfortably you don't even know it's there.
Huh. Well, this is an interesting gift. Is
Any
what?
cloth hat,
An any cloth hat. Interesting.
of course. Any cloth isn't necessarily defined by being a hat, and if you wanted to say, "Oh, my neck is cold," then you might find yourself with an any cloth scarf instead. I wish I had some woolly, warm socks. Well, you
Mhm.
might find yourself with that instead.
Right.
A king's gift, never needing anything but that, as long as you're willing to live with one piece of fabric, of course.
Mhm.
Most people who use any cloth eventually devolve to simply wearing it as something like a toga as their primary clothing option altogether.
Interesting. Okay, so I have this new new beanie for myself. Now, you wanted to teach me a set
How much spiritual energy do you have currently saved up?
11.
Ooh, that's pretty spicy, man. I thought I was about to have to sit here and make you meditate for weeks on end. That is a quality clump of spiritual energy for us to get started with.
Wonderful.
Good job. So, he's going to spend you 3 weeks teaching you this next spell.
I'm
And
gonna
that
put
is the
that 3
longest
times. Okay.
individual amount of time that anyone has had to spend on any spell so far.
Mhm.
And he's already told you that spiritual energy techniques are relatively easy. So even though this is a relatively easy branch of magic, it's still 3 weeks to teach because it's just that complex of a spell.
Right.
So, what we're doing here is we are going to be convincing reality that your vessel has expanded such that, oh, I don't know, maybe something like you had a massive tumorous growth
Oh.
that exited the side of your head. Well, that's part of your vessel, and so your soul will fill it in just as much nuance as it would the rest of your body. Oh, I
Right.
probably should have said something like, I don't know, you got a new arm. Maybe that would have been less disturbing.
Okay.
The idea is that we make it such that it is equal in partition to the rest of your body. You don't want this to only hold a single bit of your soul. You want this to be an equal. And finally, we will arrange it such that the connection between the two of you, because you're literally stretching out to bits of your soul, like your soul, as if it was directly connected to you, which is why you have to do it with it on your with it on hand. And then we are going to twist that thread over and over and over until it's so infinitesimally thin it pops from normal reality rules into the fourth dimension. And then you will be connected through the fourth dimension with this bit of soul at any time, but because the fourth dimension is not meaningful in 3D space, it can move as far away from you as needed while still being directly connected to you as an appendage.
I see. And now that's how I will be able to control it. Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Do I have to now put this new beanie I have into my soul? Do I have to weave it in?
Nope.
Okay.
You're literally just going to use the spell I just taught you
Right.
to temporarily shift the boundaries of your vessel to include that object.
I see. All right. Well, that is what I shall do. We would call this soul expansion. What would you like to call this?
Soul expansion works just fine, or simply new body assimilation.
NBA. It's in the game. All right.
And
Okay.
the first thing I come back to is some soul expansion nonsense. You would be getting up to that, Johnny?
Of course. Okay.
He's playing the ideal character concept. He's making an any cloth body.
Damn. Damn. So that's a freaking crazy idea. I should,
I accept it. I'm accepting all the praise. Yes, give it to me. All right.
So
Did
he
that take
expects-
11, or how much did that take for making this set?
Huh?
how much spiritual
Oh,
energy did it
Uh,
cost?
the spell takes a long time to cast, dude. It's going to take you
Okay.
a whole week per attempt, and it's a 50-50
Okay.
shot if it actually pulls off.
I got
So-
you. All right. I wasn't sure of like what we needed to. What was the costing for that? So okay. Yeah.
So you spend 1 spiritual energy and 1 week to try to make a 50-50 roll. You got 11 tries. Boom. I tell you what, Jared would have been on try number 6 and praying. As opposed to getting it first try.
Highly possible.
Surely I can't fail another coin flip. Surely I can't fail another coin
Here.
flip.
Surely I can't fail 8 coin flips in a row.
Whew. All right. You connect to it. Now, here's the fun part. Any cloth doesn't have eyes. It doesn't have ears. It doesn't have a real, air quotes, sense of touch because it has no nerves. But it does still have sensorium. Most of that is based around the intentions of those around it. So sentient beings with desires and wills
Right.
show as bonfires to your sensorium, and you can really intuitively feel what they desire, what they need, and you can manipulate that, changing yourself to adjust and see, oh, their desire reduced. Change again. Oh, their desire increased. They like that. We're going to refine on that, build on it. It is a part of the spells that a wizard invested on this piece of cloth in order to make it more convenient.
Mhm.
And conveniently for you, that prevents you from flying entirely blind. Now, whenever you are making a piece of any cloth for yourself in the future, you will likely want to try to ensure that it has a more meaningful sensorium for you to deal with, because
Right.
this is fairly limited. You won't be going out and doing much combat with this as your main method of perceiving the world in this new body of yours.
Yeah, that was why when I making the idea of the soul vessel, I was like, well, it kind of needs like a third eye or some way to perceive, and some way to interact with the world and those different types of things. So yeah, no, I'm with you 100% here. I get it.
Luckily for you, there is a magic type that is perfect for this.
Okay.
You will be wanting to spin a solid percentage of your any cloth with light
Right.
aspected cloth, because light is about seeing. It's about senses. It's about
Color. Yeah.
which, assuming you did it so correctly, you would be able to literally see what you were doing, which would be a massive benefit for your golem bodies.
Right. As with out, you're just, well, it's going to be hard. It's going to be real rough.
If you were to
Okay.
spin it out of force, you would get a sense of touch and perhaps sound. If you were to spin it out of mental, you would have you are currently spun out of mental cloth,
Yeah.
which is how you get the sense of intentions,
Gotcha.
or the equivalent to mental cloth. Since again, the power, you have a primordial any cloth hat rather than whatever a system approved one will look like.
Mhm.
Now, here's another fun tidbit. There are 2 different methods that you can use for shape-shifting in your any cloth body. One, you can pick from a wide array of pre-registered styles. So you can be like, okay, I'm going to go hat, I'm going to go shirt, I'm going to go tuxedo, I'm going to go toga. and all these are effectively stuff that are it's built into your thread to know how to do these things.
Right. There's sets. Gotcha.
Or you can custom thread by thread motion and transform yourself into, say, a golem body.
Right.
That is what your master has you try next. It
Okay.
is a learning experience to learn how to control this new body like this. It's super easy. You immediately, or to transform between the sets. That you can go between hat to suit jacket to socks, like that, super quick. It's instinctual. But the second you break away from that and you have to manually control what you're doing, oh, it it gives your main body, where most of your processing is being done, a headache.
Right. Okay.
So it takes you a week to learn how to manage to do that.
Week.
What week are you on?
Week 33.
Uno momento.
So I understand you're basically trying to make your own bodies. But who did
I
you go
have
to do that?
the Spirit Elder in the main hall. I took the time to do the gathering quests to gain into the main sect, the intersect.
Yeah,
That was my process.
Jared did the
Swag.
same thing. But when he was asked what he wanted to learn or do, he made a very different choice.
And we're all different people. That's just how it goes. I was like, let's do something similar to already my main concept I've been doing. I was like, all right, let's kind of go the construct side. And I was like, well, I wanted to make a soul. Now I'm just giving it physical form in the sense of being able to control it, like a golem, like the level 2 aspect for the system. But now we're just going it through a step farther. Okay, so managing control of form. I guess we can call it that for our that week.
This is something that is easy to pick up the basics of, but you'll be mastering for the rest of your life.
Right. Okay. Did that also cost a thing, or is that just the practice to make it happen? In a sense, the controlling of my
Just
my
practice.
soul.
You're not doing any other spiritual energy techniques. You're just moving your body.
Just moving the body. Okay. Alrighty.
He says, "All right, this should be sufficient to get you your class as long as you don't do anything else too meaningful. Feel free to do whatever you want. We can learn more stuff, but that could potentially corrupt the class that you're going to get at the end if you go too far in any other direction. But there's really not much more I have left to teach you here. You've got the basics down. You know how to craft. You know how to open up a new body. Those both should be system reinforced and approved. I don't got much else to teach you. You might want to go spend some time in the tiered library, gather knowledge, or we
What
just
about
hang out and you ask me questions.
What about the rest of my my thing? What am I supposed to do with this now? I have 10 left.
I don't know.
Hmm.
What do you want to do with it?
Well, I could put it into we could put it into the any cloth. That's something I could push it into, I suppose, which would still keep with the same concept.
Would it be meaningful for you to do so, though? You're not bringing the hat back with you.
Right. It was just more to figure out how to use it in the future, I guess. Hmm. Okay. And that gives me 1, 2, 3. Gives me 17 more weeks that I could do stuff with.
Didn't you say you were on 33?
Yeah, week 33.
48 is the last week.
Oh, well, 15 then. I will subtract. I thought I asked for how many weeks, and I thought you said 50, but my apologies.
Nope.
All right. Well, knowledge will definitely be important. Um, so I will use it there. Unless there's anything else you can think of to, I guess, bring to the next stage. Is there anything you'd like me to do for you in the future? Maybe as a remembrance. Is there?
I suppose it wouldn't be too bad to see if you can't find out if there's any local priests of any death gods. They do tend to have work to be done,
Mhm.
but I just don't know how they interact with your system.
Okay. Well,
How you would find them, I do not know.
yeah. Uh, it's a gamble. I could try and find the uh, mathematician's disciple in these remaining weeks. Though I don't know what I'd want from them in the future. Maybe insights into why they created the system in the first place.
You could.
But honestly, what I
You would
should be
have to
doing,
get godly lucky, though, because you only have 15 weeks left, and
yes.
it's supposed to be a minimum of 20 to travel there. 21.
Oh, right. That's fair. Well, if that's the case, I will go to the library and absorb as much knowledge as I can about what it means um, to continue down my path and to continue on that connection I can make with the ideas of the past. Um, so yeah, I guess I'll go to the tiered library. Do I have a pass from the master to go to the higher tiers since I'm an intersect?
Nope.
Okay.
The only one who can give you that is the librarian, and he's an asshole.
All right. Um,
He can tell you, however, whether or not what you want to know is available to you in the sections you have available.
Right.
Would you like to ask him something?
yes. What do you have on? Uh, what do you have on weaving?
Eh, many books.
Many books.
Specify. You want the history, you want practices, you want a practitioner's tome, you want a user guide for a sewing machine. What the heck you want?
It's a good question. What do I want? Since I have a fair amount of knowledge already on weaving, I guess what I want is the different materials people have used to create different types of thread. So just if it's through different herbs or different pieces of wood, I guess just the different ways that people would go out to collect this thread, or the different types of materials in the world that you could utilize to make it.
He walks off and says, "Follow me."
Bub follows.
Eventually, he reaches a big book, thick and dusty, pulls it off a shelf, brushes it off, and hands it to you.
Alright.
The title is The Categorization and Classification of All Textiles by Material.
Okay.
And Johnny,
Yeah.
being that I, myself, as a person, do not know these things.
That's completely fair. I didn't expect you to. I was just trying to think of ways Bubba could utilize himself in the future when he runs into these things in his
No,
in
that's
his future
perfectly
self.
fine. What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
you've got homework. You got to get to Googling about textiles now.
Okay, that's fair. How long do you say it would be to, I guess, have a good course on the textiles? Do you want to say it does the rest of our weeks and we're good there, or?
We can go ahead and fast forward, and I will say that your character knows everything he needs to know about making thread.
Okay, we will do it there. So. We will call this thread discovery from the waking world. Or the bustling world, whatever you want to call it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3 months. And I have two. Okay, so let's say 3 months. Three months and 3 weeks. I am at week 48, and that is my completion.
The
of
history dungeon is
of the
finally
history
done.
dungeon. I've gotten some history about thread. Gotten a lot.
All right. So, you have a choice at the end.
Hmm.
Will you remain a true construct mage, or will you take the class multi-body mage?
Multi-body mage. Let's do it.
Got it. I will have your class refitted for you
Nice.
by the time next session happens, along with everyone else's classes too.
Cool. Thank you for the catch up. I'm glad we got this done. I'm glad.
It was our last day, so if either of us was busy right now, then that would have
Yeah.
been it.
That would have been it. I had 10 carryover from spiritual energy, but I don't think that's going to matter any. I don't think that really applies. So that's
It
it.
does not.
Nope. And the mask that I had is destroyed, I'm guessing.
Obliterated.
Obliterated. Bye bye, Bubba. Thank you for giving
Booba.
me Booba or providing me all this extra energy that I did not need in the first place.
It was a good idea. You just didn't end up needing it.
Yep. I went through a different way of. I mean, it was a good idea to try to find a way to maximize, the amount of spiritual energy you have. So, cool. All right. Well, that's it. That's all she wrote. History dungeon done, and we can stop the recording.